Call the beer board meeting together, and for our invocation and our Pledge of Allegiance that Commissioner Garver will have. I'm sorry, I had Commissioner White down because it's his turn. He's not here.
Let's all stand, please. Let's bow our heads. Father, thank you so much for your many blessings. Thank you for this beautiful day and the opportunity we have of meeting here to do the business of the city. Help us to serve you in all we do. We pray in your name. Amen. And join me in saying the pledge to our beautiful flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Jesus, now you show up. There it goes.
I don't know.
Back, everybody. We're here.
Yeah. Okay. I apologize for my dark glasses, but I had my eyes dilated today, and the lights are a little hard on them right now. So in your packet, you had the minutes from our September 20 board meeting, beer board meeting. Any additions, corrections on those?
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve our minutes. Roll call.
Commissioner Baker,
Yes.
Commissioner Garver,
Yes.
Commissioner White,
Yay.
Vice Mayor Johnson,
Yay.
Mayor Lamb.
Yay. Can we back up and take a roll call? I entirely skipped it. I'm sorry.
Commissioner Baker,
Present.
Commissioner Garver,
Here.
Commissioner White,
Here.
Vice Mayor Johnson,
Here.
Mayor Lamb.
Here. I apologize. Going on with our agenda, our old business, there is none. Our new business is, our first one is Los Potros Mexican Restaurant hearing. Who is going to present this?
Oh, you'll get the paperwork. Yeah. All right.
Good afternoon, Sammy. Officer Sammy.
Good afternoon. I'm short. I have to put this down. She's gonna go get the report. I didn't know I had to get the report.
Excuses.
Excuses. Oh, my apologies. Please forgive me.
That's all right. How's your wife?
She's good.
The individuals in the audience are going to think we're a little wacky tonight,
Yeah, it's
the
okay.
way things are going.
I think we're probably proving it, right? Okay.
Do I just need to give a synopsis of what happened?
Yes, please.
Okay, so the Collegedale Police Department conducted, between two dates, we conducted a alcoholic compliance check within all of our city businesses that we have beer licenses. The first one was on September the 27th at 1500 hours. We went to multiple businesses and we sent in a confidential buyer. And majority of the businesses followed order and denied our buyers the purchase of beer. We did have a violation that day, which was Los Potros, and I'll read what I have on report. During this operation, we had 2 violations. The first one was being on the 27th of September. We sent confidential buyer 21-0002 and 0003 into Los Potros. A few moments later, our confidential buyers informed us, myself and Detective O'Daniel, that they were served beer without having their IDs checked. We entered the establishment and relieved our confidential buyers. We made contact with the owner and the server. The server was given a misdemeanor citation for serving underage drinkers. And the beer license holder, the owner, was summoned for the summons today.
Okay.
Did they even look at the license when they ordered it?
She said no,
They did not even look
they
at it?
did not.
Okay.
They did not. Now, I will say this, on the 10th, when we did our second day, I did send the same 2 gentlemen back into that establishment a couple weeks later, and their IDs were checked and denied drinks. So we did do a spot check 2 weeks later, and they did comply. So
Okay.
Have the server been through the training?
So I was told that it was the server's 3rd day, and she was given the thorough training, and so
She was trained before.
she was trained beforehand. But it was her 2nd or 3rd day working.
Is the
there.
server still there?
I do not know.
Yeah.
Could the gentleman that's here representing them come to the microphone and answer some of our questions, please? Just tell us who you are and
I'm
give us your
Francisco Angulo.
name.
I'm Francisco Angulo, work with my uncle family restaurant.
Okay.
I wasn't present that day. My uncle supposed to be, he's gonna want to come here, but he got like emergency to go somewhere else. One of his horses passed away, basically.
Mhm.
That day, the lady, she was new. I believe it was her first week. So we turned on the people in the back. My uncle that was training her went to the kitchen, and I know they asked for a beer. She just took it. She didn't ask for any ID or things like that.
And has she had any further training since this has happened?
We've been training her like all this time to make sure she asks for IDs and everything, make sure it's safety at work and everything like that.
Now, isn't there a class that they're supposed to go through,
A
Sammy?
state class?
I think from my knowledge, I think it's the business, the license holder, business owner to train their employees.
So the.
No, there is, I know Circle K, they've had to go through classes. Yeah.
Yeah, me neither. Me neither.
And I don't know if it's different between liquor and beer only sales. So that,
Yeah.
Sam, do you know our
Yeah,
attorney?
There is a responsible vendor law, and that involves training the clerks. And if the clerk is certified under the responsible vendor law, then, your options are a little bit limited, because at least somebody's tried to do some training and everything, and it's the clerk kind of going off the deep end. But I don't know whether there is a certification for this particular business.
It's called the ABC license, the server permit.
That's what I was
Yeah.
saying.
You have to pass the class.
Is that for the liquor only?
Beer and
Beer and liquor?
So the question is your business, has it been certified as a responsible vendor?
No, I'm not aware of that.
Not aware of
With the
that,
owner,
so-
yeah.
Something he'll need to check out.
Yeah.
with Your uncle,
Yeah.
for it to occur.
Yep.
Could you have your uncle send something or come and show something to the city manager, the clerk, that you are certified with that? So that we would have that on record?
If it can be tomorrow, I can do it. He's was coming. I think he's like 2 hours away from here.
I didn't mean to do it tonight. They could do it tomorrow. We
Okay.
just have to decide what we're going to do about the violation.
Okay. Yep.
And I guess my question is, has a plan been made to avoid further violations at the restaurant?
Yes, they got us all together, talk about everything, and he's like training us, like, do I need to check IDs, need to do everything for safety and all the things. So, but further than that, that's all we've been doing.
Okay.
I think part of the licensing process, they had to have someone at the facility who was there responsible for training everybody that came in new. So it's not like it just fell through the cracks. Someone
Yeah.
just didn't do their job. And the fact that you don't know if there is a license there and you work there all the time,
Yeah, definitely.
that's a little bit, I think, unusual.
May need to get, if he hasn't gone to the training, then you get someone there to do it. So they get, yeah, it's part of the requirement,
Is this the first
first offense.
offense? It is?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was telling Kristen. I was telling Kristen out there, no. She said, do I need to be in there? I said, yeah.
Okay, what,
We did do a spot check a couple weeks later, and it was different servers, same two confidential buyers, and they were denied.
Okay.
Away. I gave a check and denied, so I was pretty pleased that a few days later, same thing did not happen.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, they were trying to rectify it.
Sam, what's our options, please?
Well, see, apparently is not a responsible vendor. You can suspend his license or give them an alternative of paying a civil penalty. And the penalty can go up to $2,500. The suspension probably shouldn't be any more than, if it's a first offense, probably should be, 3-5 days, something like that. And that's not in the law. I mean, because you can go 2,500 penalty and I think up to 10 days.
And historically, we got to choose the day that we suspended them, if I'm not mistaken on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can choose the time frame.
That's correct.
So I think number one, I think we need to get clarification on, I know there's an ABC, but under the Tennessee, I'm looking at the Tennessee website, it talks about the responsible party. It doesn't say that it's administered by the vendor for the employer who owns the employees or manages the employees. So I think we need, for future, maybe have that in like a sheet so that we can reflect back to it pretty good.
And I think we've done that, and I've prepared something in
Yeah,
the past.
I just don't remember what I did with it. I looked at my notes and couldn't find anything real quick, but I'm ready to make a motion on.
Go ahead.
Let me
Yes,
let
Mark.
this young man know something, though. If you have 2 sales to minors in a 12-month period, they can take away your license for 3 years.
Okay.
That message needs to get to whoever
Yeah,
you're.
definitely. No, definitely.
Was it served to 2, Sammy, was it served to 2
Had an emergency.
underaged? So you have 2 violations then?
Well, he had 2 individuals. Does that 2 violations?
We counted as one.
You did charge it as one?
We called it counted.
Okay.
You counted as 1, okay. But the second, they were okay. The second check.
So we did count as one. One sentence.
And the
Okay.
license did say under 21 on it, just for,
It is their real ID. Before I conducted both days, all 3 participants were ran through a channel, make sure they have a valid license going out on all warrants. They are a confidential buyer with us. We will not say their name. because they're
Yeah.
confidential, but they sign everything, they're legit, their IDs, their real, everything is legit. That's how we're supposed to do.
What's your motion?
my motion is going to be a $500 fine and that you bring back proof that your employees have been through a training program after today, not what you did prior to this, but you've refreshed them through a training program that meets the, what Tennessee says. The fine should be paid within a week, if that's acceptable, but I will give you 30 days to do the training. The sooner the better, because like our city attorney said,
Thank you.
And no restriction on beer sales or alcohol sales.
not
the
initially,
fine.
if they get,
You can either do the fine or the suspension. You
The
can't do
fine,
both.
okay.
Just do the fine.
Okay, did I hear a second or you have,
I'll say.
and, okay, any discussion on that?
If they don't provide proof of training within so many period of time, do we need to go ahead and set up how we're going to review that?
We have to give them, yeah, you have to give them time though to do it.
Yeah.
I don't know how many,
I just need some
What is
information where we
involved?
can take like,
Why don't you do this, Vice Mayor, if you let me make a suggestion, and that way it puts in, why don't you make the fine $500, but it'll be reduced to 300 if they report back in the 30 days, and that way you have the incentive and that sort of thing.
yeah, I think Commissioner wants to do a smaller window of time. So I will amend my motion to be 15 days, if that's okay with everybody.
I like that.
Yeah,
I would-
is
So-
is that okay with the
consequence would
second?
be-
The same.
The consequence if they don't bring it back should be an increased fine. That's what it should be.
An increased fine.
Not a reduced fine.
Okay, but now,
So in other words, you ought to set a fine, but if they come back in 30 or in the 2 weeks,
15.
that certification, then the fine is $100 less or whatever you want to make it. That's what I suggest you should do.
okay, where does he, I believe what he was asking, he was wanting to know who he would need to contact in order to have somebody to come out, with, for
Well, I
the,
mean, the Alcoholic Beverage Commission has got the responsible vendor training,
okay.
okay? So you need to contact the State Alcoholic Beverage Commission.
And one of your employees needs to be certified to do that.
Yeah.
So they do it ongoing.
It's more about training people not only just to serve and look at age, but also are they intoxicated? Identifying signs of that as well.
Okay, so he modified the motion. Is your second okay with that?
Well,
Can you
well,
re-say the motion that you've got here?
Before you do that, I would ask, I like the idea of reducing it by $100 if they get here within 15 days. And if they don't, then we'll deal with that issue later.
Well, I mean, I think what you do is.
See, that's an incentive. Yeah, that's an
And if they
incentive.
come in 2 weeks with the required certification, then you reduce the fine by $100,
I like-
50 or whatever it is.
I like
So
that.
your motion would be $500 fine, but if they bring it back within the 2 weeks, or at least have it scheduled, because they might not be able to schedule it. But if they show proof it's been scheduled, then it's reduced to $350 or something like that.
That would be my motion.
Well, I second, but do you understand what he's saying?
yes.
Okay.
Okay, will our clerk please read the motion back to us so we are clear on what we're voting, please?
Let me make sure I have it clear. All right, $500 fine. Proof of training within 15 days.
Or at least scheduled, because they may not have the.
Okay,
training.
scheduled, okay. And reduced $100
Good.
to $400 fine if brought in within those 15 days.
And the one thing that's missing, I think, is when he needs to have his $500 paid in. I think you had said, you gave us a date.
Yeah,
No,
The-
to get the
now-
$500 in.
I would say make it payable in the 2 weeks.
Okay.
Commissioner, and that way you only have to make one trip and And either you get the 500 or the 400. And
Okay. Now, is there, everyone clear on what you're voting? Okay, roll call, please.
Commissioner Baker,
Yay.
Commissioner Garver,
Yes.
Commissioner White,
Yay.
Vice Mayor Johnson,
Yay.
Mayor Lamb.
Yay. Thank you for coming, and let's get it cleared up.
You need to get your
Yes.
uncle on that
Definitely. No, definitely.
pretty
He's on
quickly.
his way here, so I'm gonna talk to him and everything. Do a schedule for the service and all that stuff.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Appreciate it.
you. Okay, our next item is the Ottawa Whistle Stop.
Okay, so on October the 12th, confidential buyers 001, 002, and 003 were all sent into the Whistle Stop restaurant. A few minutes later, our confidential buyers informed us that they were served beer. 2 of the 3 were served beer. We entered the establishment and relieved our confidential buyers, made contact with the manager on duty and the server that served the beer to our confidential buyers, and we issued the citation and summons. Now, I will go on and say that I did speak to the store manager that wasn't there, the head manager, and she was very surprised because she stated, and very believable, that her servers are trained and trained and trained and trained and trained to not make that mistake. The server did admit that she checked the IDs, but just got the years off by 1 because some of them are close or whatever. So she checked their IDs, but the dates, she did not check the dates correctly. But I talked to the head manager, and she said she was thoroughly surprised because all her servers are trained to not make that mistake. So
Do you know if the buyers knew the waitress?
no, they
They
did not.
Okay.
Did not know.
Okay.
And they've been through the training program through ABC?
Would- Yes, I'll let you come up and talk to us.
No, I'm the owner. That was Cassie, our manager. Yeah. We were actually out of town, so she took over for us. Yeah. She's great. Yeah.
She drove.
We've made an 85-year-old man walk to his car and get his ID before because we are paranoid about that. So this server in particular had not completed her ABC license. So you have to complete it within 61 days of, starting that job. And she was at like 40 something days. That morning, she actually put in her 2 weeks notice and is moving to Scotland, which is just a bad circumstances. But so all of our servers have completed their training. We have the cards verifying that to show them at any time. No, she had not completed training, but, was going to if she continued to work there. But, like you said, she checked the IDs, but did not do the math correctly. So she was immediately removed from the, from staff.
Okay. Any questions?
And this is your first offense as well?
Yes.
They haven't been open long enough to have to.
No, it sure hasn't.
Any questions or comments that you need for more information?
The, the fast places to get gas and buy beer all the time. When they have to key in the date of birth to sell it, it sure would be nice if that was applied to.
Yeah, because even
Bars.
if you check the year, think if you could just check the year, that's not good enough. It depends on what month you're in that year. Yeah. Well, they use a valid ID. It's just usually the dates.
It
off.
and it reads it on the ID when.
Yeah. And we've told them they're going to trick you. Be ready. They're out to get you to do this, to test you. And so, I just don't know if she hadn't been working there long enough, hadn't taken the class to express the importance of that.
There was no link.
Yeah. Yeah, it's their real ID, but yeah. Right.
I coached our guys. If you get in trouble, if they call the police on you, don't worry about it. We're right there. We're gonna walk up and say, "Hey, you guys passed. Congratulations." So they knew
And she even came down to our manager that was on duty and was like, I don't know, they look young. And I was thinking, that was your gut feeling. You should have had the manager go back up there. But, it's too late by that point. By the time you go down there and the beer is opened, it doesn't even have to go to the table. Once it's opened, it's too late. So,
You have a lot more responsibility with alcohol sales as well.
oh,
as
yeah.
well.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's a big deal. It's, we
We
had to
don't-
we
we
had to
don't
go through a
sell.
background check to get the liquor license. There's a lot of,
We
they,
don't sell a lot of,
that's
not what,
Yeah.
no,
what we
we,
push. I mean, it's a family,
I think we sell like $400 worth of
yeah,
alcohol a
but
week.
still
So it's
yet,
not.
I mean, we understand the importance. of
Yeah.
it.
Do you think there was a language issue?
No, no.
Okay.
She had not obtained the thorough, class,
Okay,
the
I
permit.
think she got in a hurry and it's.
yeah. Okay, any suggestions? Anyone ready for a motion? Have a motion in mind?
I'm gonna look down this side and see if they've got it. I've done too much talking, I think.
So what I've heard is that she's no longer with you. She's the one that moved to Scotland.
She's going to, I guess she had to come, she probably has to go to court now. So she
Yeah.
probably has to stay there.
Until for that,
Yeah.
yes.
had to be
She was
booked.
removed immediately from her shift
Okay. I didn't know if she was
Okay,
fired or if she was just removed from that.
She had put in her 2-week notice.
that morning,
that
but we
morning.
just went ahead and took her off the schedule
Yeah,
for the
so-
future.
It was kind of already in process, so to speak.
Okay.
Nobody. I was going to do the same, be consistent, $500 on the first one. Second one, I will always ask for suspension.
Okay.
And I'll ask for it to be on the weekends if that's your busiest day,
Mhm.
so.
That's fine.
that's been our pattern.
That's kind of like a Thursday through Sunday. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Hopefully, we don't have to see you again.
$500 fine for this.
Incentive to get it paid. And we give the other people incentive.
Yep.
It could be
Are
dropped.
y'all a responsible vendor?
That is not a mandatory requirement when you obtain your liquor license. It's an option, but they do not mandate that. We could
No,
do
no, I
that.
understand that.
Yeah.
That gives you an incentive because it lowers the,
Right, yeah.
Good.
We're happy to do that.
okay. So I'd say the same thing if I were you.
$500 if they can, within 2 weeks, incentive vendor or whatever it is.
Schedule it.
Yeah, just schedule it.
Yeah.
Is that fair
Okay.
enough?
And then get a reduced.
Yeah, we'll reduce it by $100, so.
That's fine.
okay,
Fair.
that'll be consistent with our both, okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, is there a second on that?
Second.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. Because a lot of times I'm sure they get busy and just flustered. I'm sure that's the
We
cause.
all are pretty busy.
Change it every day. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Baker,
Yes.
Commissioner Garver,
Yes.
Commissioner White,
Yay.
Vice Mayor Johnson,
Yay.
Mayor Lamb.
Yay. Thank
Thank
you for
you.
coming
Thank you for your
and
time.
best to you. Do I hear a motion to adjourn our beer board?
Move to
Second.
adjourn.
We're adjourned.